Lights, camera, action. Welcome to the Scrapbook Podcast Directors Cut. Welcome back to the fucking podcast, you animals. It's your host, Jody Pratt, with my host,
Sunflower.
like a beam of light through a butthole. Yes. We're back, son. And we're back with another director's cut. I'm going to put a little bit of magic in my voice. Another director's cut from yours truly. One of these days, Sunflower will do one.
No, don't put that pressure on me.
Don't worry, it's easy. You know how when you were a kid and you just thought of some fantastical shit? Not lying, but you were just in class and you're just like drawing stick figures, fighting each other on the moon.
Yeah.
While the world burns down behind it.
Yeah.
In the great distance. It's like that. But you're just a kid, bro. You're just a kid again. So our main character, we'll name him
Trevor.
All right, Trevor. Terrible name.
Well, I mean, I wanted to see more so
no,
first
you
what
gotta go in blind, bro. You gotta go in blind. So Trevor, he's a Tuskegee air pilot. So this is taking place in World War II. Okay. The Tuskegee Airmen are known for their fighting in Italy and the north of Africa, over the north of Africa and Nazi Germany, right? Mm-hmm. But Travis is such a skilled pilot that the commander in the fucking Air Force was like, we need your skill, son, type shit.
Trevor or Travis?
What did I say, Trevor?
He said Travis.
Travis?
Yeah.
I was thinking about Travis Scott. I miss you, Travis Scott. Travis. Trevor sounds more black, though. That's why I kind of went with it. So he ends up fighting in the South Pacific. I think that's Japan.
Okay.
Right? Okay, so we have what? What did I say, Travis or Trevor?
You said both, so I really don't know what we decided on now.
Okay, how about you just decide right now?
Just go ahead with Travis, because that seems more natural to
Travis,
you.
right? Yeah, I've never met a Trevor that I liked.
Well, okay.
So Travis is a skilled air pilot. In World War II, we have him. It's pretty much him by himself through the whole entire movie or play or whatever. Then the B story is his wife. His wife is Bernadette. I hope I remember that. His wife is Bernadette. And she's pregnant at home, in Alabama.
Okay.
So, those are the characters pretty much. Travis is fighting over the seas of Japan and shit like that in the Pacific. And he's like on his 17th mission already.
Damn.
And it's been only a few days, And he's whooping ass. Not everybody likes him, of course, because nobody wants to fight next to a black guy. But after the 7th mission, people are just like, okay, well, you're that motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not just some throwaway that we were kind of doing that to the other Tuskegee Airmen in Italy and shit.
Yeah.
So he takes a mission he wasn't supposed to, right? It was kind of like they were calling for Brad Yankovic. Brad Yankovic is taking a shit.
Mm-hmm. So he's like, I'll do it.
Travis is like, I'm ready to fucking, you know what I mean? I'm ready to kill, and I'm ready to go fucking home. My wife is pregnant. Everybody trying to go home.
Right.
But at that time, it was like, you do such and such amount of missions, you can get to go home. I think I saw it in a movie one time.
Okay.
So he's like, I'll go. Fuck it. You know what I mean? So there's, these cowards here. Maybe it was some people had respect for him, but other people, they wrote nigger on his locker, shit like that. But, maybe that was one thing that threw him over the line and made him just like wanting to fight that day.
Yeah, he just had enough, and yeah.
Exactly. And he rode solo. Most pilots, they ran 2 people, but he ran by himself.
Was that by choice?
But no, nobody wanted to work with him, so he ran by himself.
Okay.
But he was efficient as fuck.
Right.
He could drop, his sights are good, all that shit. So he's fighting over this island they're trying to capture and shit like that. Taking down planes left and right and shit like that. And he gets shot down. And he got shot down on the back end, the behind. Okay, so obviously a island is like, just say like a circle.
Mm-hmm.
The front of the circle is where the Americans are attacking.
Okay.
He was shot down in the back of the circle. Right?
Okay.
So he was shot down and he survives the being shot down. He's in the ocean now, right? But not too far away, the island is getting bigger and bigger.
Right.
And he's like, oh shit, if I get captured, it's a wrap. They do mania shit.
Mm-hmm.
The Japs do crazy shit to people. Especially, you know what I mean, they see somebody black, they're going to fucking eat their skin or some shit. Yeah. I don't know. They're doing mania shit anyway. So they go and no. So Travis goes and he's trying to paddle his fucking arms out. He'd rather deal with the great abyss that is the ocean than this shit.
Right.
But he uses his mind. He has like a flashback to his dad and shit like that, and his dad teaching him chess. And maybe his dad was like a fucking bare knuckle boxer. You know what I mean? In like the early 1900s. And he's just like, fighting is a chess match. You can't just strike hard at the beginning. You're not going to have enough juice for the end of the fight. Or to finish the fight. And he's just like, all right, so he just lets his body float. You feel me? Mm-hmm. He finds himself in, how would you say, in wadable waters, so his feet could touch the sand at the bottom. And he's just hiding out, right? But the Japanese have seen the plane in the back.
So they're aware.
So there's a couple of them back there. We stay quiet as a mouse. Shh. Nightfall comes. And all through the night, all you see is just lights, Japanese, like doing their rounds in the back. And he slowly, there's parts of the plane that are coming up to the shore. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he slowly, like, he'd take one and he'll drag it up onto the sand a little bit, hide it under brush.
So it's not, like, noticeable that he's...
Not, what do you say?
Not, so it doesn't seem as if the plane even maybe reached...
Yeah, that, and also, this is his way to get the fuck off.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, he's collected enough for what he feels like his body could weigh on there. As well as there were some branches, some logs or whatever and shit. He's torn at his uniform and tied a couple of logs together and shit like that. All staying real fucking quiet. You know, moving an inch at a time. You know. And he was like, all right, as soon as day breaks, I'm fucking out of here.
Right.
And I can... So it looks like a little silver canoe. And he's got it, like, down. And it's really impressive for only moving 5 feet at a time.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and as he's about to push off, he hears some rustling in the back. He's like, quiet again. He starts to sink lower. And then, like, a Japanese dude pops out, and they're fucking scrapping.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't want the gun to go off, so every time he was raising the gun, he's just cocking back and, BOW! Nigga, hold that. Hitting him right in his Japanese teeth. He strangles the fuck out of this guy, and he was just like, this is a plus. I'm gonna wear, first of all, his flak jacket just in case.
Yeah.
I'm seen from afar. And also, I'm taking this nigga's gun.
I was just gonna say the gun. That's a plus.
Exactly. He shallow graves the body, just so nobody's aware he's wearing this Japanese jacket. And then he pushes off, and he's like, every time he feels a little stagnant, he kind of just sticks his hand out and hit a little baby doggy paddle into a direction. He didn't know where the fuck, but he's, you know what I mean, he's pushing again.
The further, the better.
Exactly. So he can't see. So he's just picture him like laying down, and he's like reaching over, using his hand or using like a flat piece of metal. You know what I mean? Or a fucking coconut. I don't know.
Something to paddle.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The Japanese nigga shoe. And he's like pushing out and shit like that. And then he sticks his head up, and he sees he's pretty fucking far away. He's like, all right, it's cool. You know what I mean? We're safe now. And then, like, the breeze starts to come, and he's like, fuck. And then he kind of paddles a little bit more. Now he knows he's far away. He pushes a little bit more. And then, like, in a sun-drunken state, like, he passes out, nigga's laying down. He's laying down the whole time.
You're right.
So he, like, nods off. His nigga's exhausted. He's been staying awake for the last 2 days. And then, as he wakes up, he's back on the shore of the island.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, what the fuck, bro? Like, but he's trying to stay calm.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And it's as he like, you know how waves kind of like rhythmically soothe you when you're on top of them and shit like that. And as he grinds onto the sand, he wakes up. And then all you hear is like faint Japanese in the background. And he's like, fuck. He gets back out. He pushes it back. So I just want this tale of him being just fortune, misfortune, fortune, misfortune, fortune, misfortune. You know what I mean? So he pushes back out, and now he's got the Japanese gun locked and loaded and shit like that. And he peeks his head back out, and they're just like, he's got to be, I want to say, 80 feet out by now. And they're just like tinging the shit out of his boat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Ting, 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 ting. And he's like, when they hit the reload pause, and then I'm going to start busting back.
Yeah.
Fuck it. So he starts shooting back. Pop, 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 pop. Lays the thing out. Started shooting back, and then they started to, until he was too far away. Then the Japanese were like, oh, fuck it. Like, it must have not been... Are you going to hop out there and swim after this nigga?
Yeah, really waste the time.
Exactly. So, he's drifting now, like under the sun, and then the night comes, and then the sun rises again, and he's super fucking far out. There's nothing around him. And sometimes he's seeing fights happen in the sky, and he was like, man, get that Charlie. Get that motherfucker. You know what I mean? And, so like maybe on the second day, he sees a fight happen, and a Kraut gets shot down. Psh, German nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like, oh shit. so a crowd got shot down, but he didn't know that. He just saw a plane. And it was, they had a little bit of heat stroke. So he's squinting, trying to see. And so he goes in that direction of the boat. Of the plane. Maybe he saw somebody eject out of the fucking plane. But yeah, or just taking straight nosedive into the water. So maybe being possibly American to him, he goes over there, he pushes the boat into that direction. The boat's doing pretty fucking well. It's not taking on any water, just a little bit at a time, and he's like plugging up the holes that were shot into it.
I was just gonna ask if that was because of that.
Yeah. And so he goes to, he finally meets the wreckage, right? And then all you hear is like, hey, like 100 feet away from the debris. Mm-hmm. Are you good, bro? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's like, help. Like, that's all this nigga saying. He's like, say more words.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Squint. Hard squint. Say more words, bro. And then they just like, he's battling his morality. You feel me? He just strangled the shit out of a Japanese nigga who done nothing to him, but they want to hurt his America.
Yeah.
But is his America that good? Is it that, like, defend with my life good?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they fed his dad to the sharks when it came to, bare knuckle boxing. One day they loved him, then he loses to a white man, and then you're trash.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Not to mention he's not even a part of a fight no more. He's by himself.
Yeah. It's his. Now it's just him now.
Yeah.
It's not the American money around you that's helping you fight. Nope. It's just your bare hands. And his wife, before he left, she told him, don't let them take you. Mm. You know what I mean? Do what you have to do, but don't let them take you. So he's just like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean? Maybe it's don't stoop down to their level and shit like that. But she don't know fucking war. Shit, I don't even know war, and I'm writing this story. So he gets close to him and shit like that, and it's like this blonde haired nigga. And he's like, And the dude like pauses, and all he's saying is like, help. And he's like, so he like reaches his hand out to him, and then the dude takes his hand, and as he's pulling them up, he sees the SS flag. He's like, damn. So that guy notices. He notices.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that is just like. So Travis kind of pulls away. I'm like trying to pull away, and the crowd grabs a little harder, and like looks into his eyes, and he's just like, help. And Travis was like, nigga, let go of me, bro. And they kind of like stalemate a little bit. He pulls a little bit, and Travis pulls a little bit. And then the crowd's just like, and just like tries to leap out of the fucking water. Grabs his other hand, misses the swipe. And Travis is just like raining down hockey punches. Ma. Get the fuck off me, bro. And just holding the nigga, like, he moved from so when they're grabbing to help, he was grabbing him to help him up. Right. Halfway out of the boat. Onto the boat. He was grabbing by the forearm. He moves his grip from his forearm to his, like, collar. Mm-hmm. And with all the great balance this nigga has, because he played high school basketball and shit, steadily keeping You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It's like a gut check.
Yeah.
You're trying to keep your balance and shit like that. And he's pushing his head underwater. And the nigga just like, it's hella splashing and shit. And he's choking this nigga and he's trying to keep his body upwards. And you know what I'm saying? And the struggle goes on back and forth because he's running out of fucking energy.
Right.
This is now, what, the 5th day after he's been shot down? Cut to his wife back home.
Mm.
Now, by day what, fucking 3, niggas just like, he ain't coming back.
Right.
So his wife learns about him being dead. You know, they gave him the flag and shit.
Or quote unquote dead.
Yeah. Getting the flag and shit. And so she's about 7 months or so. All the shock and shit, she goes into early birth giving, baby popping outing. And
labor.
Yeah, labor. Drops the baby out the cooch. And now she's like, first she lived on a military base. You know what I mean? So her whole shit is like, I'm alone as fuck.
Right.
So she starts writing poems and allegories and shit, like, about her husband to the baby.
Huh.
Writing all these small cool anecdotes or real life stories. She just started to write them in a fantastical way that is like a full story or a full poem about him and shit like that. One time, Travis literally took off his jacket for her to step over a muddy puddle. You know what I'm saying? And then she wrote it as like, your dad took off his cape one time.
Aww.
To, you know what I mean, to fly me over the great river that was raging before, you know what I mean?
Yeah. We
could lay our heads down or some shit like that. Shit like that. So, so that's what she started doing. That's like a small B story, but it's a good break from what the fuck is going to happen next with this nigga that he's trying to drown.
Yeah. The
bubbles stop from beneath the surface and shit like that. But he has a wherewithal that, nigga, sharks, bro.
Right.
I'm not an idiot. I've been fighting over the ocean enough that you've heard about this shit. So he grabs a blade from his boot, slits the throat of that kraut nigga, and then, because the splashing caused attention.
Right.
You know what I mean? Got the nigga, slit his throat and shit like that, and just let his body adrift, and you start paddling the other way, and then moments later you see splashing in that direction and shit, sharks.
Very much so.
But yeah, so he goes in the other direction, and now it's like 2 days go by, 3 days go by.
He doesn't know where he's going. He's just...
Exactly. And crazy ass nightmares like his wife giving birth to the nigga he just killed. You know what I mean? Like this white German nigga, or him strangling the Japanese dude to death. And then when he looks back at him, like he looks down at the Japanese dude, it's him. And the Japanese dude is Travis now, you know what I'm saying? Or like his face, or like a shark hopping up on to his canoe and talking to him about, like, did you feel like that was necessary?
Yeah.
Like, I'm nice and full, but how's your heart doing, buddy? Like, are you all right? You know what I'm saying?
Madness.
Yeah, madness. Niggas descending into madness. Ascending. No.
Descending sounded, I mean...
Yeah, you're going down.
Downward spiral.
Yeah. So, he's like cracking up, laughing and shit like that about now. Lips all white and shit. And then you see a boat, like this big ass ship. And he's just like, I'm gonna have to kill all these niggas. Right? And he's fading in and out of consciousness. And he wakes up to his wife pregnant, or his wife holding a child he can't see, standing up, like looking in the direction of the boat. And she tells him, like, you need to wake up because they're here to save you. And he's like, how do you know? He's just like, you don't normally question me, so why are you...
Yeah, you trust me.
Exactly. You trust me, right? And he's like, yes. He's like, you love me? He's like, of course I do. And he's just like, you did anything you possibly could to come back to me. And he's like, well, yeah, I got 2 bodies on me now. Like, 2 bodies with my bare hands. Nigga, duh. And she's like, well, okay. Trust me. And she points in that direction, and he wakes up. And the ship is like, I want to say 50 feet away. And he screamed, like he gets up like screaming out to them. By that time, they were already dropped a couple boats. Please don't be the German niggas, bro. Please don't be the SS. Don't be none of them motherfuckers. And they pulled up on him, and they were black Englishmen. And then he's just like, say something. Tell me you're real, bro. And then they start talking, and they're English as fuck. He was like, I never seen somebody look like me talk like you. And then they're just like, I never saw somebody look like you talk like me. Or something like, you know what I mean? Some stupid shit like that. And then they're like, embrace and shit like that, takes him up here. He's like, how'd you do this? He was like, I'll tell you all about it over, you know what I mean?
Some food, some water.
Exactly.
A beer.
Give me a motherfucking piece of bread and a cut of meat, and I'll tell you the whole damn story.
I need to wash my balls.
Yeah, exactly, bro. Everything moist. So they got him on there, and he was hit by like 3 or 4 stray bullets. In and out, though. But he didn't notice that because the nigga was like laying down. So they kind of hit the metal and, you know, ricocheted off of him.
Yeah.
As he goes to fucking... They bring him back. This ordeal maybe took... Since he got picked up from on the ship, it took about 3 months or so for him to get back to... You know what I mean? They got him back to Hawaii. Then from Hawaii to... Whatever the fuck. Hawaii to Texas to Alabama.
I thought you said something where Bernadette was.
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember. Yeah, Alabama. But yeah, and it ends with the baby like walking, 7 months, 8 months old. You know, just a head starter, just strong headed like his dad. And then he like opens the door and like picks up the baby, and then just like Travis Jr. And then like her, and you see in the background like this piles and piles of papers and books written that she wrote, and she's in there cooking supper. You know what I'm saying? And all you see is her point of view and the silhouette of him holding the baby.
Yeah.
And she's like in the kitchen, and she like drops a pot of grits or something. And then the end.
Aw.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be like a lot of fucking crazy ass shit. I wasn't gonna add Korea back into this shit, but I do a lot of Korean shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, his fight to get back to his family, as well as all the lessons he was taught, because he's only like 22.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, how you like that? What do you think we should call it?
Oh man, A Journey Back Home.
Yeah, I like that. Good job.
That's what I was trying to think of. I was trying to think of something with
Just
journey.
say it, girl. I ain't gonna say
no, because I don't like simple shit. But it takes me a while, so fuck it.
It's okay. I love you the way you are.
This is also my last podcast.
All right. How do you guys like that one? A Journey Back Home. Flows off the tongue, bro. I'm gonna edit this shit. It's gonna be like maybe 30 minutes long, but hey man, if you guys like what you're hearing, please let us know. This is the Scrapbook Podcast Directors Cut. We are everywhere. We're on Audible, Spotify, goddamn Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Share, like, subscribe. We're on YouTube, but I gotta update a bunch of. We're only on episode like 8. We're like really on like 24 altogether. But if you like what you hear, that was my stomach. Let us know. Email us at the scrapbookpodcast@gmail.com. Scrapbook Podcast on Instagram, the Scrapbook Podcast on Facebook. Whatever, it's whatever. You know what I'm saying? Tell Patrick to do his fucking job. And then that's Sunflower.
Goodbye, guys.
We love you. Do not stop being creative.